It's crazy because I was looking at the recruits, the top 100 recruits, and you're one of three quarterbacks in the top 100. So that's a great feat. And to me, when you look at the quarterbacks that we've seen over the last couple of years, really develop in college and go to the NFL, guys like Deshaun Watson. We talk about Joe Burrows. And Joe Burrows, the story about Joe Burrows is a sensational story. This is a guy that was a really practical walk-on LSU. Yeah, this is a guy that was a backup quarterback all these years and then walks on in his senior year and becomes a Heisman Trophy winner. So it's an incredible feat, and I think looking at you as a top 3 quarterback in the top 100 as a recruit is a sensational feat, and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really did.
Well, I'm being serious, I am not a serious guy on this show. I'm one of those crazy ones, but I am a serious person because to me, I was an athlete as well. I was a hockey player, and I was a top hockey player in the country when I was 16 years old, and I hurt my knee and I lost my ride. It's a long story, but when I look at young kids like you and some of the different recruits we've interviewed, and really their graciousness of who they are as people, not just as athletes, and understand that their parents are a big part of where they have gone as players and as athletes. I think it's an incredible feat. I think you and some of the stories that not only you, but Brandon Wood, when we interviewed him, he's a great personality. And I think some of you young athletes, I don't think you guys get the credit that you deserve because a lot of people don't get the chance to watch you in certain places. So when you get to a major school where you have an opportunity to be the center of attention and you're the quarterback and you're the main guy, I think a lot of people are going to get to know who you are as a person.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate everything you said. No, I really hope everyone come watch us play at Kansas State and to see who we are as people and then let us decide the field,
Just remember, when you get drafted, if you need an agent, you can hire me. Okay? Because, I'm trying to sell you here, man. I'm trying to sell you. I know I've got a college education. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I know how to work, good deals. So I'm a salesman, so I can get you your best deal.
No, I'll keep that in my back pocket.
There you go, man, because I better be invited to that whole combine thing, and I'll be your coach, and I'll work with you in the off season. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Well, I'm not I used to be a track and field runner, man, but remember, I'm 38 years old. I can't run with you guys anymore. Well, you're like 17 years old. If I just try to keep up with you, I'll probably huff and puff and blow my house down, man. Seriously.
I think you can still time up and get out there. I think you can.
Well, I don't know about that, man. That's 20 years ago.
Jake, of the Big 12 opponents in the Big 12, who is the opponent you are most looking forward to playing against and why?
Oklahoma for sure. You always want to play the best to beat the best. Oklahoma's, they've been dominating the Big 12 for the past 10 years. And they only lost last year with K-State in the regular season. So I think there's gonna be a rivalry there starting soon. And we want to be the best in the Big 12, and I know we're gonna have to beat Oklahoma to do that.
We are talking to Kansas State quarterback recruit Jake Rubley. Jake, what do you do on and off the field? What are your interests and hobbies? What do you like to do?
I love hanging out with my friends. We'll go to the lake. I love boating. We have a little boat that we own, so we always do water sports, get out there, and love playing golf. I actually just played 9 this morning, so I love just being outside a lot.
Well, what is your number on playing golf? I don't play golf, but what do you usually play? Are you a scratch player?
Oh, no, I'm not that good. No. No. I think my number would be a little embarrassing to share out in front of everyone, but no, I just love being out there with my friends. It's good, and it's great energy to be out there.
Oh, Jake, stop it. We know you're a good player. Stop it. You're an athlete. You probably drive the ball 350 feet. You're probably the next guy on the PGA Tour. Don't lie to us.
Also, did you see Patrick Mahomes in the celebrity tour? He was balling out all weekend. So
oh my God, hopefully. Patrick Mahomes is an incredible player. He really is as a football player, and he's a good basketball player, by the way, as well. If you ever got a chance to watch him play basketball, but when he plays golf, that's funny. That's all I'm going to say about that. That is funny.
Yeah, no, he's an insane athlete.
He's an unbelievable athlete.
Your favorite game that you played in, this could be any level of football, your favorite game you ever played in, and the craziest game you ever played in.
Well, probably, I think I'd say they're both. They're both the same game. It was my sophomore year. We were playing the top 8 team in the state. We were like ranked 7, they were ranked 6, I think, at the time. We were coming off a loss, so we were a little butthurt, but it was the only high school game I've ever been in overtime with. We threw a touchdown, like late in the fourth quarter, tied up, took it in overtime. They actually go down, they kick a field goal for overtime, and then we do the same, so it goes to the second overtime. We get the ball to start. We, like, first play of the game, I throw it up to my buddy. He jumps up, makes a crazy catch in the back of the end zone, right in front of their student section. They ended up not converting on fourth down. We won the game. It was like the most fun game after that. Hanging out with my buddies. It was like the most fun weekend of our lives. Like it was just a blast to be part of that game. With people.
Jake, who's more competitive, you or Brendan?
Oh, I think me for sure. Brady and I actually went golfing.
Of course.
No, Brady and I actually went golfing 2 weekends ago, and I had to get him to work real quick. By the end of the time, he wasn't even playing. He was just driving the cart. He did my caddy by the end of the round, but
you know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to get both of you on this show, okay? And we'll have a game. One of you will play on Speedy's team, and one of you will be on my team, and we'll have like
we'll have a euchre competition, or what that
what
card
the
game
heck
was.
Is a euchre?
The card game he was mentioning earlier.
How are you going to play cards when you're over there and we're over here?
It was a joke.
Wow, it's a terrible
great.
one.
So we were actually playing Call of Duty last night. And trash talk. We were talking back and forth with each other.
See, if I play Call of Duty, I would get my ass whipped. Okay, I'd be terrible at Call of Duty. I'm better at basketball and football games. I'm not very good at Call of Duty and shooting. I did play a gun game one time, and I actually shot myself and killed myself. That was it for me. I don't play gun games anymore. I don't play gun games anymore. I embarrassed myself. I went. It's a funny story. I'll tell you a funny story. A bunch of my friends play Call of Duty. Okay. And I bought my PlayStation 4, and they were like, "Oh, get Call of Duty, get Call of Duty." So I get Call of Duty, and I'm playing in the game, and I don't know how to use the joystick, because in the olden days with Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, all you had to do is move up, move back, move down, sideways. It was so easy. Now you got to use these scrolls. You got to aim your gun and all this other stuff. So what I did was they told me just scroll and move forward. So I moved forward and I went up on this like hill or something like that, and I couldn't control my gun. I shot myself in the head. That was it for me. I don't play anymore. I don't play anymore.
After that one.
I was embarrassed. I can't. I'm a competitor. I am a competitor when it comes to sports, when it comes to anything. I like to win. I'm not a sore loser, but I like to win. And I hate the fact that I embarrass myself when I play video games. So I don't play anymore.
Is there any instances in any level of football where you ever lined up as another position and scored a touchdown as a running back or a wide receiver or something like that, or even playing defense? Was there any other positions like that? And also, can you see that kind of thing happening in college football or even in the NFL, like we see with Taysom Hill, those types of exotic packages for you?
I think the only time I ever scored another touchdown was I lined up at receiver, and it was a double pass, or another receiver threw me the ball, and I threw it to my buddy for a touchdown. My coaches never grown up, never let me play any defensive positions. Too scared. They didn't want to get me hurt. Although I still to this day, I tell them every single day, put me in. But no, so they always joke about that. But no, in the NFL, you see these quarterbacks, you see Nick Foles doing the Philly special. These trick plays, they can get really creative, but I could definitely see myself, just lined up at receiver and catching a ball or two,
Is there any truth to this story? Because Brandon told me that you and him tap danced when you guys were 12 years old. Is that true?
Wait. So that again, we tap danced?
You and Brandon, he told me you guys went to tap dancing school. Is that true?
I'm not sure.
I'm just lying. I wanted to see if you were going to answer.
I'm not sure if tap dancing.
Oh, my God. If he would have answered that and said yes, I would have been on the floor.
I'm not sure about that, but
I'm sorry, man. I just like to have fun on this show. But I do have a question to ask you. When you look at your game as a college football? Well, now you're going into college football. Do you see yourself in the future as an NFL player? And if you do, is there a particular team that you would like to play for?
As a kid growing up, your dream is to be part of an NFL team. I mean, that's why you play a game. You know, I've seen my dad get there, and I've seen people around my family get there. You know, you want to reach that goal as well as they did. Honestly, it would be nice to stay back in Colorado, play for the Broncos with my family, but any team that would want me is a huge honor, and I'd play for anyone. It's
a good question. You mentioned the Broncos. Do you like the way the Broncos have really built that team? This year they drafted 2 top wide receivers in Jerry Jeudy, and they went with another wide receiver in the second round. Yep. And then you look at what Locke has done so far as a young quarterback in the NFL. Knowing that you're a Colorado guy and you're a Broncos fan, do you like where this team is heading?
Yeah, no, I love it. No, the past few years, ever since Payne left, they've been kind of a rebuilding phase. The defense has always been a great defense, so I think they're finally reloading their offense. So they're getting some kind of flushing out the old guys, bringing in the new guys, which has to happen in that business. Drew Lock is a great quarterback. I watched him at Missouri play, and I knew he was going to be great. When he came to the Broncos, I was super pumped about that. But I think these receivers that they got, and then like Courtland Sutton, I think they're going to be great next year, and I'm excited to watch them play. We're
going to trade Drew Lock. When you get into the NFL, we're going to move you to the Broncos. How's that sound?
I love that. That's great.
I'll tell you what. I love the Melvin Gordon signing. I love that. Yeah. I really do.
No, I did too. I think that was a huge trade. I think that was a well-needed trade too.
Yeah, it was a great signing by the Denver Broncos, and I think they're going to be very explosive on the inside and the out. They're going to be very special offensively. The question is Von Miller want to stay over there with the Broncos, and is this defense what it was, 4 or 5 years ago? That's going to be the question with a defensive-minded coach.
Very good one too.
No, I agree. No, I think Von's staying. He's a Colorado boy. If you see his Instagram, you got cowboy hats. Those riding horses. You got chickens. I think he's a Colorado guy. I think he should stay, but let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
So from a player's perspective, because I asked a lot of analysts to that, what is your thoughts on the college football playoff expansion rumors that a lot of sources have been talking about? We've heard 8 teams, 12 teams, 16 teams. Obviously, you had family that played in different spots in football that, again, probably could have gotten in with the expansion. Are you in favor of an expansion? If so, how many teams?
I think that's a great thing, honestly. As a player, you want that as much competition as you want. If you're an 8, I think 8 is nothing. If you're a top 8 team in the country, you're like, well, I want to go play. I want to be part of it. I want to go compete for a national championship. I think everyone would be for college-wise. It's just a great experience being in that college bowl games. You get to stay in sweet hotels and do really cool experiences. And I think just an extra week would be great for all these guys.
Jake, before we let you go, and we definitely want to get you back on the show, especially if there's a college season. We don't know if it's going to happen, and if it is going to happen, I very much hope that Kansas State will be a part of the college, the NCAA season. But could you tell the fans and all the people that are listening to the show what makes you more unique than all the other quarterbacks that were that were recruited this year in the top 100? What makes you different than all of them?
For me, I think I'm just always hungry. I think that I always want more. I think some guys get satisfied that they're highly ranked guys in the class and they commit to these huge schools and then they just peter out in college. I'm always trying to strive to be the greatest. I want to be the next Tom Brady. I want to be great. I want to bring Kansas State to a national championship. And I think with our guys, that coaching staff, I think we can do it.
Well, you don't want to be the next Tom Brady because I'll hate you. Okay, I will hate you. I grew up hating Tom Brady. I'm a Jet fan. So if you're the next Tom Brady, me and you are not going to be friends.
I'm sorry to bring up that name.
Well, he's with Tampa, so hopefully he flushes them to the ground. But I'm very excited to watch you play, man. I really am. You seem like a good kid who has a great personality, and I think you're going to grow as an NCAA player, and I do believe you're going to be an NFL player. And when you do, you better hire me as your agent. How's that sound?
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And of course, I'll keep that in my back pocket.
Well, just tell your father, you talk to a guy, he's a great radio show host. He's funny. He knows how to sell. I mean, that's all you need to tell your father. And your father will probably say, who is it? And I'll just say, Here I am, Mr. Rubley. I am the guy. I am the guy you need to hire. I will get him the biggest contract in NFL history for a rookie. How's that sound?
That sounds great.